Thanks very much, Tastosis, as we shall be jumping into game number 2 here. It's so nice to have Tastosis on hand to be able to just give us these little snippets of information here that, you know, maybe we potentially overlooked. But, I mean, again, we saw the High Templars and things like that, but it's so nice to really have that just extra little analytical statement.
But you know, it's what I love so much is that it's a mix of the sort of subtle plays that Koss made in the opening, that MC was doing defensively, these 8 idle gateways, but the blunders that you'll experience or see of non-Grandmaster players are the same that these S-Class players are doing now, like floating 4 medevacs right along those Blink Stalkers, losing all of those, really finally cinch the deal. We have another huge map that we're going to be going on to Game 3 on. It's Atlantis Spaceship. I expect Koss to do, again, one of his big macro mode triple command center plays.
Yep, that is very, very common on this map. But that being said, MC might, infer that because of the map and might go for something crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning up to the top left-hand corner here as our blue Terran. Let's dance. Give it up for Empire Cass.
And up at the north position, pulling a miracle win in game number 2 with calm, collected control. It's SKMC. What a match, Kalaris. What a great play by MC in that game.
These past 2 maps, I mean, the first one, a little bit simple, just showed the real power of the macro play there by Cass. But game 2 really showed the decision-making that was really, really strong, apart from potentially, that 4 medevac drop being kind of shut down very easily. But it showed that both players are really, really proficient in their decision-making there. So 2 very, very different games, 2 very different outcomes on either side of the spectrum.
I'd actually note that, like, even if the 4 medevac drop didn't get sniped off, I still don't like it as a decision, because what's the goal? There's clearly one focus point that you need to be hitting as the Terran player, and that's the Protoss 4th base. You really want to focus there. There's no other gigantic point of vulnerability. You could do something like drop 1, maybe 2 medevacs in the main, distract Protoss to make his 4th vulnerable for a direct attack, but trying to do a sort of impulse doom drop in the main, very flimsy move, and Koss got punished handily for it. I think Koss is going to sort of say to himself, okay, I just need to do exactly what I did on Daybreak, get in these direct fights, because in every direct fight we're seeing, it's either an even trade or Koss is coming out ahead.
Yeah, and for now, I mean, it all comes down as well to, like Tastos has pointed out as well, building positionings can always be a little bit difficult for someone who's going to go very, very zealot heavy. Now, MC is going to be going for looks like that 1-gate expand. Did he scout out the command center first?
Yeah, he saw the command center first. Probe actually harassing that building SCV. Double barracks play from Koss, a necessary piece to the puzzle. You must do this when you open up this way, unless you have a really, really strong read on your opponent. I really think MC is probably going to be going for a triple Nexus play. That's one of the most common things that we'll see him do when he kind of goes for this super mega fast expo before core.
Yeah, it can be very, very strong indeed. MC, having just 1 guy on gas there for a long time, really able to get that Nexus out just a smidge earlier to be able to continue keeping up here with the Empire Cass. And for now, with that Cybernetics core on the way, I was a little bit apprehensive of this pylon placement in the back of MC's base. I was thinking to myself, hey, he could actually hide some quite interesting things back there on the 1 base. But no, after seeing what he saw from his opponent, is just going to be going for that little bit more of a macro mode.
It's good to get a decent spread of pylons fairly early on, just to make sure that you have coverage like this. Already, MC has set himself up to have vision in almost his entire base. He can warp in anywhere. Sure, you don't want to run the risk of having 1 pylon powering all the buildings, but of course, getting those drops prevented early on, I mean, all that MC's doing is super deliberate start to finish.
And for now, we will spot that Nexus, so he knows exactly what's going on. Oh, wow, yes. Empire Cass, known to do this from time to time, Sean. He likes this play.
He loves triple command center play, and again, this is very much so a ladder player's build. It's one of these plays where you are predicting what your opponent is going to do based upon the averages of the map, and in fact, MC, again, we would predict would go for a 3 Nexus play, actually going for a 3-gate add-on.
Yeah, and he's actually been chrono boosting that warp gate tech pretty profusely here. There we go, there's another chrono boost on there. So he's going to be able to put on some aggression now. Empire Cass, whenever he goes for 3 command centers, he normally adds on a second bunker in order to be able to say, you know, a lot of my minerals is focused in on that economy. I need to be able to make this defense as sturdy as physically possible, just in case that possibility comes out from SKMC.
Now, MC could be doing this defensively. We've seen him do defensive 4-gate plays before. We actually don't see a forward pylon. None of that seems to be going down. Costa's looking quite comfortable in this position, but with no gas geyser, I still feel like we're going to see a triple command center out of MC. It would really shock me to see anything else, to be quite frank. But no, there's the probe starting to step forward.
Yep, controlling the watchtower for a little bit. He's going to throw down those pylons here and now move forward. There's the second bunker there for Empire Cass to be able to bolster himself against this kind of push. But for now, elsewhere, not too much else going on from MC. In fact, he still only has 1 gas.
This is actually just very odd. You just don't see this play out of Protoss very often at all. He's spending so much chrono boost on his probes. He's very far ahead, but is he actually in the mood to do just a big push like this? This is an SCV killer push. He's going to try to kill off as many things that show up to repair.
Yeah, that's very true. The Zealots are going to tank whilst the Stalkers try and focus down those SCVs. Unless, of course, he positions his SCVs at the front to get disallow the coverage of the Zealots on those bunkers. But for now, he does push in. Kills 1 bunker instantaneously. I'm surprised that went down so fast.
This is a really trademark MC move, just shoving. He's sacrificing Zealots again to pick off SCVs, but he hasn't really gotten that many. It looks like this is going to be his second SCV kill. Koss is in a much more comfortable position.
This reminds me of Dragoons with range. That just those 2 Stalkers just sat out of range there, just nibbling away for a second. It's like a ritual you have to go through in StarCraft 1.
Yeah. Now it looks like, oh, MC warped in 2 sentries, and there's the push back on all those SCVs. Bunker will go down, but MC is in no position to try to finish off this front. There's only a couple of Stalkers. He can try to do another Zealot warp in, but Koss is going to be more than comfortable.
Yeah, nice defense there by Cass, and MC had to leave then. Stim, like around 15 seconds away from completion right now. If he'd have stuck around for too long there, then that entire gateway force would have been absolutely demolished. Very, very important to move back there at that point. And with the double forge on the way here, SKMC going to be going for a bit more of a longer-term play. We have the Robo Facility and Twilight Council going to be complementing that as well.
The sort of hidden edge that MC gained from all this is the worker lead. Look at him. He's already at 60 probes. Very uncommon that you get that many probes in a game at this early stage, but MC now is going to pull back, make more of the long-term units, the Zealots and Sentries. This will save resources to be able to make more buildings, and more buildings indeed going down. 8 gateways on 2 bases.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of gateways here. I'm very, very surprised. Do you think maybe he would just hit a 1-1 timing, or is this going to be for macro? Because, I mean, or is he just powering in essence? Is that something that, well, you've already said that is something that MC likes to do.
He likes to do these sort of idle plays. I would expect that actually, given this 4 warp-in of Zealots, that there's actually some sort of, I was about to say some sort of timing with charge, but this is a very defensive play, getting the blink up. So I do anticipate we'll see a 3rd base attempt from MC around 13 minutes or so, but he can't really do much before that time.
Yep. Empire Cass now moving out across the bottom side of the map here. Did his forge... no, he hasn't spotted that pylon out in the middle of the map just yet, but now he's going to look to clear out the 3rd location to try and take that expansion. Robo Bay on the way for him as well here to be able to stack up to that nice mix.
Could be a couple of free units. Is Concussive Shield done yet for Koss? There's Concussive Shield going down. And see, there's this 3rd base attempt going down at 11 minutes. It's just too early. There's no units for MC to be able to defend it.
Yep. Can't really grab that unless he was able to get the most pristine force fields of eternity. But for now, 1 Marine will be able to spot out for when that expansion goes down. And look at this little medevac drop in the back. But SKMC has every angle covered.
Yeah, these little tiny drops are not really accomplishing anything. I mean, they're making MC feel a little bit pulled back, but MC's very clearly already pulled back. There's another double drop, it looks like, heading over to the other side, but I think this too will get shut down thanks to this 8 gateway play.
Does he have charge? Is that Did he already?
Charge is coming up now.
Yeah, okay, so Thermal Lance as well as those Colossus on the way. He's not being as adamant about getting that 2-2 as I would love to see. I just love full gateway unit upgrades here. We're going to go for that drop. And actually, the Bio finds itself a nice little position against the Zealots here with the pylon placement. Will be forced to pick up, though. There's just too many Zealots there.
Too many Zealots, and also Blink Stalker's now going to immediately pop up, pick it off, and he gets the Robo Bay.
Wow, really nice snipe there from Empire Cass, limiting that Colossus production so much there. And right now, not only did he get the intel of his opponent wanting to go for Colossus, but look at this, he's actually pushing into the third, and he's going to deny the space from MC, and he didn't cancel. And
you know, 13 minutes, that is about the time the MC would have been able to get his defense up. That's when 1-1 would be done. That's ordinarily when you'd have a Colossus out. And there's the Templar Archives being rebuilt. As neat as those drops were, I just don't think they're as effective as just doing some direct pushing. I mean, right now, Koss could actually, with direct pushing, have taken his fourth, continue to be aggro. And the question is, does Koss have the good read on his opponent? It looks like the answer is yes. He is not overcommitting to Colossus, or excuse me, Viking Tech.
I'm slightly scared for SKMC though. Like Cass being able to delay that third base while he has his third base so saturated right now, as well as getting those gas geysers up. This could turn into a similar situation to where we saw in Game 1, where Empire Cass is going to be maxing out very soon, and SKMC was slightly supply blocked here, so that's going to hinder him even more when going up against the beastly macro of Empire Cass.
There are 35 Speed Zealots out on the map right now, and 35 is a lot. Koss now adding on his extra barracks with all of everything. He's at 9 barracks. Needs to just get one more, and then he's in good shape. A little bit of an early stim. He scans. Oh, no. Koss is going to be able to get some big kills. He's now going to kill off this, but he's trapped himself. Koss has trapped himself. Was this the blunder of the game or the winning move? It's unclear. Storm is not done yet. The force field's actually, huge feedbacks. Rip down all those medevacs, and Koss loses his remaining force of Marine Marauder. It's unclear who came out ahead in that exchange.
Now the question is does this economy of 2,000 minerals a second able to replenish quickly enough here to be able to deal with any kind of counterattack potential here from SKMC? Right now we have units workers count. We have 79 SCVs to 57 probes here, with that third base completely up and running for Empire Cass. I can't help but feel that SKMC needs to make something happen right now, but Empire Cass is still replenishing at a very furious rate.
Holy cow, the big Doom Force moving through. Empire Cass sees it. There's a reinforcing pylon at the bottom side. Koss just needs to hold off this force to be in good shape, but there are so many Speed Zealots here.
That's a nice little wall Empire Cass has made as well. He's going to retreat from this third location. So many Zealots barreling down on this position right now. He forces the cancel on all of those barracks, forces the lift off of that orbital command, and right now Empire Cass, he knows how pivotal this moment is. He knows that if he is able to shut down a good majority of what SKMC has here, nice snipes on some of those units there.
But a full stim and no medevacs. Big mistake right there for Empire Cass. We see there's some force fields going down. Soon enough, there's going to be no more stim. He's going to have to re-stim, but he has the protective force fields. EMPs go down on the Archons, take those down. It's going to be another very close exchange. Holy macro. There's a lot of units from MC, but Koss with a big swell to take it out.
Oh dear, without those Colossus, he has no AoE damage to be able to really fully disintegrate this Bio, as the Bio is going to push forwards once again, pushing back MC. He has been able to re-establish those bases back at home, but not fully saturated or even up here at his natural. So SKMC right now kind of still on the back foot, but he does now still have those Storms as well as High Templars warped back in case Empire Cass was able to continue chasing him down.
Koss really needs to get up those medevacs. I mean, he just keeps losing them with these drop plays that he's making. Koss does have the center expansion. It's neat, but it does not actually help a Terran player nearly as much.
And a Starport does end up burning down there in the natural of Empire Cass, so even if he wanted to go for a huge amount of Viking building or anything like that, he's not going to be able to. We'll have to replenish that building in just a little bit. And for now, MC, how many units do we have out for him in terms of... Oh, wow, he killed so many SCVs during all of that. So I still think that despite Cass having a very nice macro lead here... but wait a minute, both players just... traversing the map in different directions.
Both players doing a little run around in the wrong direction. Zealot in middle. And I think MC's going to realize he would lose a base trade against Empire Cass right now, and I think Koss is going to take the opportunity. He's going to run into some storms if he's not careful. Oh, not a great, oh, very good storm right there by MC, and there's plenty more where that came from. He needs to get down the nice EMPs, and there he just blankets all those units. Koss with his classic kiting, but there's still a lot of speed zealots here. Oh, an enormous storm. Oh, no, a huge storm from MC is going to finally help him clean that force up. And again, after a very even exchange, it's unclear who's coming out ahead and who's coming out behind.
Oh, I was so worried for MC there, but those last two storms able to really, really push back the forces there of Empire Cass. Meanwhile, though, he has been able to establish himself that third at that Rich Vespine Geyser location and not taking those gas geysers just yet, and he's trying to establish himself a fourth over to the top left-hand corner here of his side of the map. And right now, SKMC going up to +3-3. What upgrades do we have on this bio? Only 2-1 here with +3 weapons on the way, so he might fall a little bit behind whilst we have War Prism aggression on the way potentially here for SKMC.
Gosh, Koss continues to do some of these little drop plays, these bold push plays, but you have to lead with Ghost. Without having that Ghost lead, there's just way too many vulnerabilities. With this Planetary Fortress going down, Koss is going to get himself the ability to finally breathe and play defensively. Factory, Marauder, all in reasonable positions. A periodic scan there is all you really need to do as Empire Koss, just to keep an eye on your opponent.
This game is just reminding me more and more of game number 2. Just so close, so back and forth with these engagements. It's so difficult right now to tell who is ahead. Empire Cass has a really phenomenal lead in terms of income. Right now sitting at, just about 25% above his opponent here. But still, MC has those more proficient units, those more, effective units going up against this bio. It's just if MC is able to continue this macro, able to replenish as quickly as he's always been able to do during the series thus far, and be able to go for those trades effectively.
And another big force for Koss, but he just can't have these lumps. He has to lead with the Ghost.
There's one War Prism moving down here with a High Templar going to the third location here of Empire Cass. He might have a storm, and he will drop it on some SCVs. They're killing off quite a bunch. He still has another storm in him, and he gets a really nice one off on that bio.
And he escapes with his life, too. A nice move by MC. The big concern, though, is just no medevacs. There's one on the field right now. That is such a problem. I mean, Koss now mining from his Rich Geyser, but Vikings up, going to completely shut down these Warp Prism harasses.
It's important to have that longevity out as a Terran with those medevacs. And if you're constantly stimming back and forth, trying to kite this many Zealots with Archons barreling down behind them as well, it's so hard to actually make it work without that medevac count. So for now, MC once again with this Warp Prism, he's moving over to this third location, and this time he has double the High Templars.
But where are the Vikings? The Vikings were just here. Oh no, the storm right into the transferring workers. Gets a great kill right there. Now it's 61 kills. Koss down to 47. Koss starting to move out. Koss, where are your medevacs? Oh no. Templar leading the fray. Where's the EMPs?
He's going to push forward with these Ghosts right now. They are leading the charge, and he doesn't actually have an observer out on the map here. Does he have personal cloaking? No, it doesn't even matter at this point. And he's will drop an EMP, hits a High Templar, but right now the Zealots causing so much damage.
But he got all the High Templar, and all of a sudden MC is in a world of trouble. Koss brilliantly has not yet done any excess of stimming. That's a difficult thing to do in a position like this. There's more Templar. MC's continuing to pull back. The huge EMP, the stim, the kiting. Koss is getting into a huge good engagement, but he needs to keep pulling back as there are those. Oh! He gets the EMP on the Templar. A great split. Koss is drilling forward, and MC's in a world of trouble.
So even on supply right now, replenishing with more Zealots here in order to be able to try and deal with this. There's such little energy. There's no energy left. If he's able to constantly provide himself with the stims here on this bio force, then he could whittle it down slowly with these Zealots, but right now 20 supply ahead in the lead here. Empire Cass slowly replenishing. Look how many extra Ghosts he has coming along with this Bioforce. 6 Ghosts out on the map.
Finally now making medevacs. I've been holding my breath this whole time. I think this is a nice decision from Koss. He's just carefully rebuilding a force, going in for a follow-up attack. But this is going to be a game-ending storm on all these workers. A big whiff right there. Ghosts continue to charge. Only 4 High Templar here. Only 1 left that can really do damage.
Still 20 supply ahead here. Cass getting some really nice snipes off as well. There's one High Templar with a massive amount of energy. This one High Templar needs to be the saving grace. It catches a storm, but Empire Cass with great reaction time able to pull out of that.
Cass losing almost everything at this expansion. Cass now realizes it's now or never. He must do that game-ending damage to Medivacs. The Medivacs, Cass, Cass. Oh, God. Has lost 2 Medivacs for free, has lost tons of SCVs down to 40.
And for now, Empire Cass just going to be falling back. Do you think this is the right decision here, Day 9? Do you think? I mean, SKMC has been able to macro up behind this very nicely. He's up to 158 supply to the 152 here of Empire Cass. And a lot of that is in Zealots, though. And, you know, he constantly needs to stim back and forth. Look how weak all this bio is here.
And there it looks like finally the Warp Prism will be under fire from that. Cass whiffing again. Losing that one Viking. Archon will die, but Warp Prism still escapes. And what a play from MC. MC adding on 2 robotics facilities. Cass is going to be caught completely off guard.
Both players so close in terms of that mineral income right now, but no gas mine being mined really here for Cass too much anymore. As for now, SKMC just continuing to bolster his forces, even getting Warp Prism speed here to continue this relentless... This Warp Prism has just been diving back and forth into this base, constantly killing off the income here. And for now, Cass looking to go on the aggression once again, but look at this wall SKMC is setting up.
He sees the Colossus, and there's the blanket of all the EMPs. Doesn't manage to get everything, but with 3 Colossus out, Cass is going to have to go for some sort of big hit. He will barely maybe take out one. No, MC up at 180 food.
There's still so much EMP energy here on these ghosts.
Oh no, the storms hit big, and MC is in the retreat. He's losing 1 of those Colossus, but he has 3 more about to pop. Cass realizes that he just can't force this moment. He has to pull back. And oh no, not again. Nice. Nice recognized by Cass.
Yeah, very nicely done that. But he's actually going back in, and the High Templar have him many. That would have been very close indeed. But in that engagement, both players so apprehensive about going into it because again, the Empire Cass's army is in all these nice autumn shades. He's not really able to replenish the health too much, but now he has so many medevacs, and that's going to help him out greatly here. And likewise, MC just didn't have the shields to be able to go into that engagement either. So both players so close right now, but MC, look, he's almost got maxed out here. And Empire Cass, in terms of income, looking a little bit spare in terms of in comparison to MC.
Where is this pack of Zealots going? It looks like they suspected something. They're running right into the Planetary Fortress. Cass getting an excellent little surround, but MC knows, and he's going for another Storm Drop. And with that speed upgrade, that is just so tough to deal with.
Yeah, the Vikings can't chase that down whatsoever. They have to be in place straight away in order to be able to try and shut that down, let alone if he actually just retreats instantaneously anyway. So for now, SKMC trying to establish himself a 5th base. We are 30 minutes into this game.
Again?
Both players are just playing so phenomenally, apart from 1 or 2 little tidbits where they're losing 3 units, but other than that, MC and Cass so evenly matched at this point.
SKMC just being brilliant with his decision making. Now these Colossi being anti-brilliant. Nope, they managed to pull back. Storm Drop now moving over to the left side. The other expansion about to be terrorized, and that Viking count is dangerously low for Cass. He needs that money 12 count. There's the Storm Drop. Again, Cass gonna take some significant worker losses. He's down to 77. MC is gonna trap this force. There we see the Colossus engaging, not at the best angle. He eats it huge with the storms. He's eating all these storms. Cass suiciding all his units into this force, but with the number of EMPs, did Cass manage to do enough damage? The Colossus just ripped down those Marine Marauders so quickly, and in a matter of seconds, we do see that Cass has somehow microed his army properly and killed this force off. What?
After all of those storms, it's so close here. Empire Cass and SKMC losing literally everything, but the problem here for SKMC is the fact that all of those medevacs and those Vikings are able to stay alive after that engagement. Ideally, as a Protoss, going into one of those engagements, you want to start saying, yeah, I'm going to kill off that force, blink forward, start sniping out those very, very expensive units, those medevacs, but he wasn't able to do so. So Empire Cass here, all he has to do is replenish his very cheap units, those Marauders, those Marines, and from there, it's still anybody's game, but he's moving in with the Warp Prism once again.
Will Koss recognize in time? He is a master of watching the minimap in this game. What control, what great play. Archon tragically morphing within range of the Planetary Fortress, but I don't think it'll be able to stay alive. He does manage to pull it back, but Koss dang.
Alone fully, and he saves it. I think it's going to be able to get away these Vikings. They want to go on like an ulterior route here to be able to pick off this Warp Prism. This is really important here for Empire Cass. This Warp Prism has caused him nothing but problems.
God, does this map ever end? I've been scrolling for so long. He spots it, and he takes it down.
Oh, nice play there by Cass, bringing down a unit that has been hindering him all game long. For now, he is still 40 supply behind. That income tab still in favor of MC here, and MC going to be establishing himself down to the bottom right-hand corner.
Koss is starting to go into that Thorzane style of just having a huge number of Ghosts, a huge number of Vikings, and not much of anything else. Koss still does have the lead in the Army supply tab, but look at the worker supply being doubled, and look at MC just snatching up the bottom right, and a brilliant maneuver. All the focus from Koss is on defending this left expansion, and soon enough this center one, this bottom right, is completely open for MC to take. But here's a big engagement about to go down.
I think Cass needs to pull back here. That would have been a bit scary, although there's not that many Zealots there to be able to tank. Now, an interesting thing about that worker count is that normally when you see these kinds of numbers, the Terran will have ample extra orbital commands to be able to constantly throw down those mules, getting that income going. But right now, Cass is just so on the back foot with that. He has no extra orbital commands to be able to replenish this constant bioflood that he needs to be able to have against MC here.
Ooh, more Zealots moving down to this bottom expansion, but it looks like Koss is in a reasonable position to be able to defend against it. Koss instantly answering. Koss is just adding on only Ghosts. He has the Viking count he needs, and then he's going to get up the Ghost count he needs. He doesn't have personnel cloaking. You were talking about that earlier on.
Yeah.
That needs to happen, Kelaris.
Yeah, he really, really does. Again, as you rightly pointed out, if he just drops the scan, kills off the observers, then the entire force is completely vulnerable there from that point on to those Ghosts that are just going to cloak up. And again, they even start focusing down Colossi, which is really, really annoying to deal with in MC's shoes.
Koss will lose this Marine, the critical Marine that was about to go check if there was an expansion down at that bottom side.
Now, it's just, this game, I cannot believe that we are still... Many a time I thought this game was going to end, but no, both players so resilient here. Both players not taking too many overzealous pushes, and now Empire Cass pushing down to this bottom corner here. And actually, oh no, he's pulling back for now. He doesn't know anything about that base, which is actually the one base right now that is really, really keeping MC in that little bit of a lead here.
This is, again, Koss going into one army win mode, 17 Ghosts, 12 Vikings. So he can get up to 16 and even land no EMPs. The Colossus will be a zero-size army soon enough. And this is a nice advantage for Koss. He knows where the army is. He can attack at a decent angle. It's even mined out. Koss doesn't really care about this that much, but he does care about getting the good engagement. Those Colossi are looking dangerously close to running headlong into these Vikings.
And once again, there's a Warp Prism here with High Templar in it. If he's able to snipe those off with the Vikings going into an engagement, that could be catastrophic.
He's not leading with the Ghost. Koss needs to lead with the Ghost. The Templar manages to get one. I think the final engagement might be happening right now.
May end up doing so. There's still a few High Templars on the ground as well. That Warp Prism is so pivotal going into this engagement, as right now
MC's in a corner.
Trying to move around as best he can do. There's a lot of architecture here to be able to help these Vikings. Ooh,
one Colossus could have been taken down.
The storm.
The Vikings just took huge hits. Suddenly MC is looking very good. He needs a single storm on the Vikings to win the engagement. There's the Colossus stepping into the fray, and Empire Cost lays down a blanket of EMPs. No, the storms so powerful. MC's patience incredible. Everything is getting absolutely decimated. Empire Cost, who fought long and hard, cannot withstand this army, and GG.
SKMC, after a 40-minute game, prevails to push the series forwards 2-1 here in what I would consider to be, thus far, the best series of the tournament. Oh my God.
That game was incredible. I mean, the number of back and forth moments, the number of times when I saw the two armies and said, yep, that's very clearly going to go in MC's favor. And then Kos just pulled it out of nowhere. I mean, even looking at the score, 256,000 for Empire Kos, 255,000.
There's no difference. You can't even see a little slither.
They're within 1,000 points of each other. I mean, everything was dead even in that game for ages. It was low econ, starting 10 minutes into the game, ending 40 minutes into the game. I mean, Kos is in these just nail-biting, demanding, must-win control situations, but the amount of pressure that he must be under is just so great. That miscontrol is so easy to do.
Yep, so ladies and gentlemen, we shall be getting into game number 4 here in just a second. It's going to be on ESV Cloud Kingdom. Guys in the crowd, are you excited about this series?